Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 65 of Be With Me. And Jesus has been resurrected. He's appeared to some women. He's not appeared to any men. And we find ourselves on the road of the slow of heart. That is the road to Emmaus. It's one of the longest stories in the Gospels. And it's the longest in Luke for sure. So it's a long road of the slow of heart. Let me start, and I'll stop a number of times and read. We won't even be able to finish today. The story is so long. So that very day, this is Resurrection Sunday. This is Easter Sunday. That very day, two of them were going to the village named Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. And they were talking with each other about all these things that had happened. And while they were talking and discussing together, Jesus himself drew near and went with him. So one of the good news in the whole story is, yes, it's the road of the slow of heart, but Jesus draws near to the slow of heart. So let's not be too discouraged. Verse 16, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him. And this is not the first time this has happened in Scripture. Luke 9:45, it was concealed so that they may not perceive it, and other scriptures where things had been hidden so that they wouldn't grasp it. But we find here that the Lord is the keeper of the eyes. They're going to be opened at the end of the story, but that's probably going to happen tomorrow. All right, verse 17. And he said to them, what is this conversation that you're holding with each other as you walk? And they stood still. So they're walking and they stop in their tracks. Like, are you so stupid that you haven't heard anything? And then also looking sad. So they stood still and looked sad, even though they were on a journey. Then one of them, named Cleopas, and this is a male, answered him. We don't know whether the second one was male or female, answered him, are you the only visitor to Jerusalem who does not know the things that have happened there in these days? And he said to them, what things? And they said to him, concerning Jesus of Nazareth, a man who was and then here they define him, prophet, mighty in deed, description, and word before God and all the people. All true, but incomplete. Verse 20, and how our chief priests and rulers delivered him up to be condemned to death and crucified him. Not the Romans. He's saying the Jews crucified him. Verse 21, this betrays their thoughts here. But we had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. So they were like hoping in a God that didn't exist, hoping in their own God. But we had hoped that he was the one to redeem Israel. Yes, and besides all this, it is now the third day since these things happened. So at least they get that. At least they get the light bulb that the third day is important. Moreover, and then this is a commentary on the people that had already seen Jesus and the angels. Moreover, some women of our company amazed us. They were at the tomb early in the morning. And when they did not find his body, they came back saying that they had even seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Some of them who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the women had said, but him they did not see. Presumably that's Peter and John and maybe others. And then verse 25, I'm going to stop here today. And he said to them, oh, foolish ones and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. So we get a condemnation, a rebuke there of Jesus, or at least an observation, you guys are slow of heart. And I didn't even have the guts to teach on this or even consider it myself. Foolish ones. He calls them foolish ones and slow of heart. So at least some good news that Jesus draws near. First of all, he knows, and then he finds these guys, or guy and girl, and then he draws near. So Jesus draws near to the slow of heart. Good news. Jesus draws near to the ones he called foolish. Good news. And when we think of the slow of heart, who do we think of? like, who is the slow of heart? So let's think of outside of ourselves. Who is the slow of heart? Who do you think of that is slow of heart and needs to move towards belief? Let's hold that person up today. Let's give that person to the Lord. Let's beseech the Lord, please help that person. You're in that business. Come draw near to that person. And then I want us to think of a second set of people, and that's who's slowing of heart. That's already had a heart that beat fast, and let's call that belief, but now is discouraged and is having slowing of heart. Let's remember that person. And then third category, who stood beside someone whose heart stopped and may be in grief, and that person is left alone here on the planet and needs a special encouragement. Let's think of that person today. And then let's zero in what way am I slow of heart? And maybe I have misinterpreted God, and verse 21, it's the God that I hope for rather than the God that actually is. And just the unsettling thing in the passage today that I wonder about is that their eyes were kept from seeing, and then later on their eyes are open. So Lord, you're in this business of keeping eyes sometimes and opening eyes, and I pray, Lord, that for the people that are slow of heart, that you would open them, and the people that are in my heart here today. Or maybe it's me, slow of heart, in refusing your love, joy, peace, patience, self-control, the fruits of your Spirit. May I will not be ruled in this area. So I'm encouraged that the Lord shows up, the Lord draws near, the Lord walks with, the Lord asks these people to be ruled and to be clear and to clarify their thinking, and that their kept eyes are opened at the end of the story. Lord, please be with us. We need help here. We're just foolish and slow of heart, and we need help to see. Please help us see. We can finish the story maybe tomorrow. Love being with you today, all you slow of heart.